Welcome to Let's Roger That. I'm Jill. Well, today we're going to do another quick one, and it's about taps. Now, in machining, you need to do a lot of taps. They need to be centered, so you don't want to mess that up because it can cause you a lot of headaches later on. And it's really hard to fix. So, some taps are pointy at the back like this, and some taps have a hole in the back. And say, well, what does that have to do with anything, Jill? Well, quite clearly, you need something to, if you're doing this in the lathe, to keep things straight. So a couple years ago, I made one of these here, and it is for the one that have the little point on the back. Unfortunately, sometimes I need to use these taps. So today, I'm gonna make that little pointy thing. Now, before we get going, I'm just going to point out a couple of things. Look at this tool, right? If I were to take my concave adapter, this one, and put it in here, which fits in that recess, the tap would not be centered with the chuck in the lathe or whatever I'm going to use to line that up. So that doesn't always work either, right? So even if I'm using this, I have to make absolutely sure that the pointy part at the back of the tap sticks out high enough. But some of you are probably thinking, well, how do you even make this in the first place? So let me show you. I'll take it apart. Okay, so here we have the full gizmo, and you have one Allen or grub screw in there, if you want to call it that. Once that's loose enough, this part slides out, and as you can see, that's clearly held in with the grub screw. Behind the grub screw is just a spring that fits in. So when you put that in there, and you put some pressure on with the tailstock of your lathe to line things up, it just springs in, and then as you start your thread, the spring does its job. So that's really how it works. It's quite simple. So essentially, you would make just a hole deep and large enough to fit a spring of, good strength, but not overly strong. And this would just fit in, for example, your drill chuck at the back or in your drill press. So that's how simple that is. So now all I need to do is make or find the diameter of this thing and make a groove just like that at the mill. But this is going to have to be pointy, and 60 degrees is a good place to start. All right, so let's get going. Okay, the length of this thing is 1.766. That's in inches, folks. And the diameter is 386. So let's make that first. We'll bring that down to the appropriate diameter. Put a nice little 60-degree point on it, and then we'll cut it off, take it to the mill, and make that flat spot. All right, compound slide is set at 30 degrees, so it'll give us a 60-degree angle. So I'm just going to touch off, and then I'm going to start carving this pointy end. If you're going to do this, now it's important to be very careful, okay? give it a quick try. That works. Excellent. Alright, here I've got my end mill set up already. Got my zero. I'm going to go down in the depth of the 62 thousandths of an inch, 1/16. And I've marked the front and back end of the locations I want to carve out. That's it. As you saw, that's not a very complicated thing to make, right? It's just a pointy end with a flat spot in the middle. So you can really make them customized to your needs as long as they're as short as you want. So there we go. Don't tighten that grub screw too much. And that's it. I'm ready to go back to work. So I hope you enjoyed this little build, shall we call it, little tips and trick thingy. And please like and subscribe and shoot me a comment. Always like to hear from you. Take care. Bye-bye.